Good day, everybody. My name is Victor Bravo, and today we are talking about step number 5, and this is the product presentation. In the auto industry, this is known as the walk-around step. This is an amazing step, and this is where you set everything up for the test drive. Now, everything that you do, all the information that you've collected from the needs assessment or the wants and needs analysis is how you are going to sell the car. So this is pretty much one of your first opportunities to start selling, which is in the product presentation. And what you're doing is you're tailoring your walk around to your customers' wants and needs. So all the information that you've gathered, this is where you deliver. Now, one of the most amazing things that you're going to do here is you're going to what I like to call future pace your customers. Now, if you were to think of a timeline from the last 10 years, from 10 years ago to today, and then 10 years to the future, think of like that in your mind, 5 to 10 years. Now, you want to ask them, how have they been vacationing? Like, where have you been going for your mini trips? Where have you been going for your mini vacations? Oh, we usually go to the beach, or oh, we usually go camping, or oh, we usually go to San Francisco, we usually go to LA, we go to Vegas. So when you're doing your walk around, you want to show how the Subaru will make all those trips, all those vacations super easy. Then once you're on the test drive, that's when you want to show them, so when you go, where would you want to go on your dream vacation? Or what are some dream national parks that you would like to go to? Or what are some dream trips that you would want to go to here in the United States? And then that's how you put them in the future, in the new car, going to those trips. And that's how they start to imagine. That's how they start using their mind. And that's when their subconscious kicks in and starts filling in all the blanks. Oh, these seats are really comfortable. Oh, the visibility is fantastic. Now, some of the things that you're going to want to point out, especially in a Subaru, is that we have an 8.7-inch ground clearance. That gives the people the ability to go anywhere. Now, we have really thin pillars, A pillar, B pillar, and C pillar. They're all really thin. So you have to talk about the visibility and how good they can see, and what a safe car that is, because a car you can see out of is a good car, because then your chances of getting into accidents are a lot less than if they were driving one of the competitors' vehicles. So not only are you putting them in the future, and not only are you taking them into their past, but then you got to bring them present. So you say, now, what kind of music are you currently listening to, like right now, or what bands are you listening to? And you can easily pull something up on Pandora or Spotify or Apple Music and have that music playing when you're on your test drive. Why not? One of the first things you should do before you get into the car and go on a test drive is pair the customer's phone. And then they get a phone call. They answer the phone from the steering wheel. Better yet, they get a text message and you just hit the read button. That will put them in a very cool situation to where they can see that this car is already theirs, because you're showing the car in a way that fits them. It's personal to them. Okay. Now, some other things that you want to point out when you're doing your walk around in a Subaru is how we have an aggressive hood slant. Our hoods are at a steeper angle because we have a flat pancake motor, and that gives your customers the ability to see out and over the hood. Then you want to talk about the mirrors being dropped to the body of the car, and that gives them better peripheral vision, so that way they could see people that are on crosswalks and cyclists that are coming. Where all the other competitions, they put their side mirrors right in that corner, making a big blind spot, making it hard for people to see. And once you point that out, they're excited to see that it's on the body. They're like, oh yeah, in my car I have to reach over here, I got to lean over here just to make sure, because it's a big blind spot. They know these things, you guys. They know it. So by you just pointing it out and you're pulling it into their conscious mind, then you're making it that much more real, and then you're making it that much more of a desirable car, because then they don't have to suffer the way they've been suffering. So one of the cool things that you want to do too is ask them some of the things that that they like about their old car, and then show them how this car will give them that, and then show them the things ask them the things that they don't like, and then show them how this car fixes those problems. Now, one of the coolest things about Subarus are the all-wheel drive system. So you have to talk about the all-wheel drive, so that way you get it prepared and built up for the test drive. Okay. I'm going to link this video. I'm going to link my walk around videos in the description below, so that way you can get an idea of how I do it and take the words that I use and make them your own and just make a really cool walk around. By stepping up your walk around game, you're going to notice that your test drives are so much more easier. Your ability to commit your customer to buy from you is going to be that much easier. You're going to increase your relationships, you're going to increase your CSI scores, and product presentation is everything. This is where you separate what separates Subaru from all the other competitors that are out there. And this is, you'll really show them. Once I first started selling Subarus, I always said that the boxer motor is the nucleus of a Subaru. So that is a perfect place to start your walk around. So what you want to do is, what I talk about is how our motors are pancake motors, and not only are they flat, but they're also tilted at an angle like this. So if you were to ever get into an accident, the engine drops to the ground and the car uses the motor as a ramp. That's a huge safety feature. And our motors don't break through the firewall and end up on people's laps like all the other competition does, because their motors are tall motors. The pistons are moving in a V, or they're moving in line like this, so that makes them tall. They break through the firewall and end up on people's laps. That never happens with the Subaru. Then you want to walk around to the passenger side, show them how the mirrors are on the side, talk about the aggressive hood slant, go around the back, show them how the gas tank is on the passenger side, and they do that for two reasons: shorter lines at the pump, and if you're ever stuck on the side of the road, you're not trying to put gas in where cars are zooming by you. Talk about the power liftgate if that's important to them. Show them that we have an actual spare tire. So if they are going across country, or they are going on some of their dream vacations to some of the dream national parks here in America, that they don't ever have to worry about having run flats or being stuck on the side of the road, that they can easily put their own tire on. And then that little bag that's in the back of our cars, they can take that bag, wrap it around their old dirty tire, so that way they're not getting all of their belongings filthy in the back. Talk about the wide opening. We're already talking about the ground clearance. You want to talk about the engagement pin, which is that big bolt that sticks out on the back doors. I have a picture on my phone on the screen that shows the skeleton of a Subaru. It looks like this, and point that out to them, because there's a trainer that I had a long time ago, and he says, if your car has it and you mention it, and every other competitor car has that same option, but their salespeople didn't mention it, then the competitors don't have it in the customer's mind. And that is so true. So by you just pointing it out, that makes it real, and that our car has it, and none of the other salespeople are going to care enough to even talk about that kind of stuff. So in the customer's minds, they don't have it. So talk about it. You can also talk about stadium seating, stadium style seatings, where the back seats are taller than the front seats, so that way the people in the back can see out. As you're walking around the car, you're going to end up at the driver's seat. Now, that is a perfect time to open the door, have your customer get in there and have a seat. So once they get in, have them put their seatbelt on, and then kind of stand in the blind spot of where that where the side mirrors are, and then stand there and say, can you see me here? Can you see me here? Can you see me here? Yeah, you can see me. That's because of our thin pillars and the mirrors being on the body of the car. Now, the way I set up my test drive, and this is how you transition from the product presentation or the walk around into the test drive, I just tell my clients this. I say, now, I have something that I call my car commercial test drive route, and I've been working on this thing and building it for the last 5 years. Now, I call it the car commercial test drive route because you're going to feel like you're in a car commercial, just minus the Subaru dogs. Do you have a good 10-15 minutes so I can take you on that so you can experience it? And usually they'll always say yes. And you say, great. I'm just going to need a copy of your driver's license. And then they pull out their license, you get it, and then I pull out my phone immediately and say, okay, now what is your phone number? By getting their phone number, then you never have to worry about, do you have the information if they don't buy today to log your customer? You have it already. You have their driver's license, so you have all their contact information and their phone number for you to log. So what I would recommend is you start to work on your test drive. And we're going to get into that in the next video. And then name your test drive something. Name it something cool, something exciting, something that somebody would want to be a part of, or something that they would want to experience. So that way, when you're asking them to go on the test drive, it's going to be like, heck yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I want to? Yeah, I'd want to.